Right now this morning, preparing to return, how Trump's team is getting ready to retake the White House, and a unique path to healing for veterans, and it's found in the stables. We'll take you to Trinity Equestrian Center, where horses are helping warriors find peace and purpose after battle.
Plus, patchy to dense fog out there this early morning with a special weather statement for our area. I'll have more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, November 7th. Yeah, that fog is the weather story of the morning. I ran into it pretty bad. Is it still out there?
It's still out there, and it's widespread this early morning. Once you get into it here locally, I'll just show you here in a second. You're looking at the fog here and low cloud activity here locally. Right now, it's still above the building. So once it gets down and drops down more so, it will lose the 10 miles of visibility and get down to maybe zero if it does occur. And that's when we get the dense fog. Right now we're in patchy fog. You look at Prairie du Chien as well as Eau Claire. I should say here locally as well as La Crosse. You're looking at some clearing skies or somewhat less fog as well for them. Their fog's maybe a little bit higher. However, you take it over to the Twin Cities by the airport, you're looking at least that patchy to dense fog that's holding on there. You may want to contact your air carriers if you are doing some traveling this early morning. And we have a special weather statement for areas right here locally for La Crosse extending into Black River Falls. All of that yellow going all the way up to Rice Lake as well. We have that for patchy to dense fog, and as that continues on for the morning, that will continue to show that we've got the fog here locally. Right now, we're just 4 to 10 miles visibility. You get down to the south, you're in 10 miles of visibility. Up to the north, you're in patchy to near dense fog, holding on to areas right by Eau Claire and Ladysmith. That being said, you're going to see this fog get out of the way slowly but surely, coming in from the west, working eastward, and eventually holding on near most of the area right by the Mississippi River. Back to you.
New this morning, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office asking for your help finding a missing elderly man with dementia. 70-year-old Mark Seecamp was last seen in a wooded area between Landmark and Lasso Avenue around 5:30 Wednesday evening. He's 5'10", 150 pounds, wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, dark baseball cap, and blue bib overalls. Deputies say while Seecamp does have dementia and could be disoriented, he is very friendly. If you have any information, contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. President-elect Donald Trump and his team now moving forward with transition plans for a second term in the White House. Yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris conceded the 2024 election after a historic run. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest for us from Washington.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
At Howard University, Vice President Kamala Harris urged her supporters to accept the results of the 2024 election, but not give up the broader fight.
This is a time to roll up our sleeves.
Harris also said she'll help with President-elect Donald Trump's transition and the peaceful transfer of power after calling earlier to congratulate him.
We're going to make our country better than it ever has been.
Trump won, broadening his coalition from 4 years ago in nearly every state with almost every major demographic group. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders chided Democrats, saying it shouldn't be a surprise that a party, quote, which has abandoned working class people would find that the working class has abandoned them. President Biden will address the nation today. In a statement, he praised his VP as a tremendous partner and public servant. Biden's team says the president also congratulated Trump on the phone, inviting him to the White House.
And CBS News has now learned special counsel Jack Smith in the Justice Department discussing how to wind down federal prosecutions against President-elect Trump, including cases related to January 6th and classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. Following Trump's decisive presidential win, Republicans now feeling increasingly confident about holding on to the House of Representatives. With the White House and Senate now confirmed to be in GOP control, earning the majority in the lower chamber would give Republicans control over the executive and legislative branches. Dozens of key House races are still uncalled. It could be days, even weeks, before the results are official. Still, House Republicans and Democrats alike privately believe the GOP will maintain control. And Governor Tim Walz back in Minneapolis this morning after Vice President Harris conceded the presidential election yesterday. As Walz left the concession rally, reporters asked what was next for him. His reply was simple: Minnesota. He'll now resume his role as governor with 2 years left on his second term. Democrat Tammy Baldwin winning a third Senate term in Wisconsin, narrowly defeating Republican banker Eric Hovde. Baldwin edged out Hovde by just 29,000 votes, with third-party candidates collecting another 70,000 votes combined. While Baldwin holds her seat, Republicans flipped key races in West Virginia and Ohio, like we mentioned. School funding was on Tuesday's ballot, and most districts are getting a green light for improvements. District officials call it a show of support for public schools, but they're hoping state-level changes mean fewer referendums in the future, as News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains.
This is just a powerful moment for our school district.
In La Crosse, voters approved a $53 million building referendum. The district will close 3 elementary school buildings, build a new one, and make classroom additions to another.
I think this just brings a number of wonderful, great things for our community, for our students, for 21st century learning.
Eau Claire Schools passed a $72 million referendum to keep programs like mental health support.
We're going to be able to keep those in place and really make sure that kids are in a place where they are ready to learn and exceed their expectations.
And Sparta got the votes for a referendum that will bring major renovations to the high school and fund smaller projects across the district.
It gives us an opportunity to really re-envision what Sparta High School and the learning spaces are.
But not every district ended the night with a win. Voters in Tomah rejected a $177 million referendum that would have built a new high school. And in Bangor, a $900,000 recurring referendum to keep school staff and programming failed.
To be 64 votes away is a little bit disappointing, to say the least. The need doesn't change.
This November, 121 districts had referendums on the ballot. District officials say a broken school funding formula is to blame.
The legislature has not provided the funding that our school district needs.
Jimenez is hopeful that after the election, there will be some relief for districts. Democrats didn't win the majority in Wisconsin state legislature, but they flipped some seats.
I think school districts need to continue advocating for our students, advocating for our families, advocating for more funding.
Despite what happens at the state level, districts are ready to do what it takes to provide students a great education.
Our kids are worth it. Our community is worth it, and we're gonna get the job done.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now this morning.
Bangor Schools is planning on putting another operational referendum on the ballot this spring. And the jury set to resume its deliberations in just a few hours in the Adam Fravel murder trial. During their first day, jurors focused on the murder charges, asking the judge if they could convict Fravel of premeditated murder without proving it, and if they could find him guilty on all 4 counts. The judge answering yes to both of those questions. The man charged in 3-year-old Elijah Vu's death will stand trial. A Manitowoc judge ruling there is enough evidence to try Jesse Vang for child abuse and hiding a corpse, despite defense claims that prosecutors can't prove how Vu died. At yesterday's hearing, special agents testified Vu was punished at Vang's apartment before his February disappearance. Vang will be arraigned November 18th. Happening now, 2 wildfires exploding near Los Angeles with multiple people injured and thousands forced to evacuate. Take a look at these images. They are harrowing. Forecasters now warning powerful winds and dry conditions are creating a particularly dangerous situation. While one fire burns in Malibu, officials say the bigger threat is the mountain fire in Ventura County, where several people have been hospitalized and thousands forced to flee their homes.
Every helicopter, every fixed-wing aircraft, everything we've been able to get a hold of is here fighting this fire, and it is moving at a dangerous rate of spread.
Dozens of houses appear burned in its wake. And a piece of Chippewa Falls pride is shutting down. Leinenkugel's parent company will close the historic brewery that's called the city home since 1867. 6 generations of Leinenkugels built the brand in Chippewa Falls, even after Miller Brewing bought the family brewery in 1988. Chippewa County Board Chair Chuck Hall calls the closure like losing a family member.
Well, I think certainly that would be a shock to everyone. It's gone through a lot. It's had takeovers a couple of times, and yet they saw the value of being here. The brand name, I think they indicated would keep going because they've made it such a national brand.
Molson Coors will close both the Chippewa Falls Brewery and a Milwaukee site on January 17th, citing a new contract. The Liney Lodge will stay open, though. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news, NASA's breakthrough in quiet supersonic flight will explain a piece of Titanic history heading to the auction block and how to save on this National Cash Back Day. Plus, how to handle record holiday spending without breaking the bank. We'll have that and more ahead on News 8 Now this morning. Before we go to break, elephants at the Copenhagen Zoo making quite a mess with their Halloween treats. The zoo's getting creative with leftover pumpkins from a city amusement park, turning them into both food and fun for the animals. It's a playful tradition now in its 9th year. News 8 Now this morning continues just after this. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city that invented the root beer float. That is Denver, Colorado. Looking a little different now that the sun is up. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is coming right up.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley stain-resistant fabric Where Have You Been All My Life Black Friday event. But don't wait. It's also the Ashley You Can Save Up to $1,000 store-wide Black Friday event.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
Are you looking for more in your next job? How about more pay with frequent wage increases? More advancement to promote from within? How about more time off? More benefits? More company incentives? And let's face it, more satisfaction. If you're looking for an employer who will offer you this and more, apply at Pilgrims in Arcadia today. www.pilgrims.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
If you're a young person and you haven't already buried yourself in debt, I've got good news for you. I can teach you how to fund your kids' college education without going anywhere near a student loan and help you retire as a millionaire. If you're interested, give me a call. If you're skeptical, give me a call. One guarantee, I will try to sell you nothing.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
The top-notch teacher is really important to our organization. You know, our family's been giving back, and our team for 5 generations, over 100 years, because our mission statement is to keep people moving. And as I think about the greater La Crosse region, our teachers is what keeps our kids moving, what keeps our community moving. And so it really aligns well with what we're about at Dahl Automotive, giving back. Our teachers are just so important, so if we can support them in any way, that makes a big difference.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage. What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley Mommy Needs This More Than Anything Else in the World Black Friday event. But don't wait, because it's also the Ashley You Can Get 0% interest for 72 months Black Friday event.
Well, good morning to you as we go right into it. City Cam 8 showing you the patchy to dense fog out there that's out there right now. You're holding on to the look here of the fog. Pretty much not really settled down to the ground just yet. It's still above our buildings here locally. And as that continues to drop down a little bit closer to the surface, well, that's when you're going to get the dense fog. So for now, we're holding on to today to be at least dry and sunny. We'll do the same thing for Friday, getting to at least partly cloudy there. We'll have sunny to partly cloudy skies here locally. The farther north you go, the more clouds you're going to have today. Then Saturday, late rainfall comes in, and Sunday, you've got some AM rainfall moving into the picture. Here's a look at your fog and low cloud activity. Ladysmith, very close to getting to dense fog here from their reporting. You're also going to see that around the area doing the same thing, but Eau Claire holds on to patchy to dense fog right now. We're looking at least getting down to Red Wing possibly as well. Holding on to La Crosse, we're at 10 miles visibility, as I just showed you. The fog hasn't settled down to the surface just yet, but as we go through the morning hours, you'll see areas like Black River Falls and Sparta edge some of that fog a little bit closer to us. You can see that right there. We'll also see the fog kind of get closer to from the west, tracking to the east, getting closer to areas right by the Mississippi River, and then getting over, spilling into Eau Claire and Ladysmith, and keeping them in dense fog as we go into the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning hours. We're also looking at current temperatures right now, widespread in the 30s, so bundle up the kiddos going to school today. We'll hold on to 39 degrees going into 7 o'clock this morning, with at least 56 degrees going into the afternoon around 3 o'clock. Back to you.
In your consumer news this morning, NASA engineers one step closer to bringing back supersonic passenger flights. The team has started testing engines on the X-59, a new aircraft designed to break the sound barrier quietly. When it takes flight next year, it could help end the ban on supersonic travel over land. And a haunting piece of Titanic history is heading to the auction block, a postcard written just days before the tragedy. First-class passenger Richard Smith mailed it on April 11, 1912, writing cheerfully about heading to the land of stars and stripes. 3 days later, he was among 1,500 who perished when the ship struck an iceberg. The postcard could sell for up to $13,000. Your money could work harder today. Finally, it's National Cashback Day. Hundreds of retailers are offering extra rewards to kick off the holiday shopping season. Whether you're buying gifts or party supplies, today's the day to stack those savings. For the best deals, you can visit cashbackday.com. And the holidays just around the corner. Experts are predicting spending will be at an all-time high once again. Now's the time to start thinking about budgeting. Jen Sullivan looks at shopping trends and how to avoid the holidays from hurting your finances.
It's the season of giving, but if you're not careful with finances, you could be getting a hefty bill at the end of the holiday season. Experts say shopping as early as now can help you budget.
We have seen a trend over the last couple of years of consumers starting their shopping a little earlier for the winter holidays.
Catherine Cullen with the National Retail Federation says holiday spending this year is expected to hit an all-time high, with shoppers spending an average of $902 per person, about $641 going towards gifts and the rest towards food, cards, and decor. There is some good news for shoppers this year.
We do know that in many ways inflation has gotten better than it was last year, particularly when it comes to goods, which is great news for consumers.
A recent survey by NerdWallet found 28% of shoppers who used credit cards to buy gifts last year are still paying off that debt. So, how can you make sure you don't overspend?
The best thing to do is to really make a plan before you start spending. Ideally, we want to use our savings and not debt to fund those purchases.
NerdWallet personal finance expert Kimberly Palmer also recommends these tips. Make a list and figure out exactly how much you want to spend. Start shopping early. Talk to family and friends about expectations and possibly scaling back. And sign up for price drop alerts.
Using some kind of browser add-on like Honey or the Camelizer browser extension just to track those prices can just help make sure that you're getting the best deal possible.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:19. Let's check back in with Art for a look at our forecast.
All right, Alexandra, as we get into it here, what you're looking at here, the possibility of more of this fog to get closer to the surface and bring us some patchy to dense fog as we are now in a special weather warning for today. This also shows you, as you get up to, you can see Eau Claire is right down to the south here or on the bottom of the screen here. You're looking at, they've got some patchy fog for now, but they'll pick that up. You can see Eau Claire is holding on to at least 3 miles of visibility right back up to Ladysmith. So they're holding onto the fog a little bit more so than we are, but I suspect it's just not that close to the surface just yet. We'll also hold on to areas by Austin and Rochester. Some of that fog is going to work a little bit closer to Preston. We're known to getting closer to areas right by the Mississippi River and getting closer into Decorah as well. We'll see some fog and low cloud activity from Black River Falls and Sparta, get closer to La Crosse, bringing us a little bit more down to at least 8 to 9 miles of visibility. You can see that here, maybe down to 6 in some cases. Wow, that changed a little bit. So now we're going to see that back off by the time we get into at least the 9 o'clock hour. But for Eau Claire and for Eau Claire and Ladysmith, they're going to hold on to the fog till at least going into the late morning hours. That being said, here's a look at the cloud cover right now. Most of it is up to the north. So as we get through the day, you're going to be seeing most of the cloud cover just kind of remain up there. Partly cloudy skies possibly as you get into Eau Claire and Ladysmith. For us down here, we're looking at least mostly sunny skies all the way down to Prairie du Chien. Your school bus forecast for Eau Claire, as I mentioned before, you're looking at 41 degrees, mostly cloudy skies to start, holding on to 51 degrees by the afternoon around 3 o'clock. We'll go into the morning for everybody here, looking at widespread 30s and maybe some 40s. You get a little bit closer to Preston in areas by Rochester, but you're holding on by 7 o'clock, looking pretty good for the early mornings. You're still going to need that jacket and maybe a little extra layer for the kids. You go back to 10 o'clock and you're seeing more 40s widespread into the picture, mostly middle 40s. Ticking up by 1 o'clock, you're at least from 47 all the way up to about 53 degrees for your temperatures. So we're getting to just around seasonal averages there. We'll also be picking up again as we go right into the 3 o'clock hour. Highs today, 55 degrees for La Crosse. You go back over to Red Wing and Eau Claire, you're looking at 51 to 50 degrees, 47 in Ladysmith, and areas right by Sparta going to Black River Falls, you're at 54 to 53 degrees. So that's how it all looks for you. We get this moisture still trying to get closer to us as we get closer to the weekend. That's when we'll start to see that. Also coming up from the south, some of that moisture will start to come in, and that's where we'll probably see rainfall sneaking in for Saturday, and that's when it gets a little bit closer to us for as far as rainfall Saturday evening and overnight. You're looking at the highs for today, as I mentioned before, widespread 50s with some upper 40s in there, and you're also seeing some widespread 50s getting into the forecast for tomorrow, so a little bit warmer. Here's a look at the rainfall that's headed our way as we go deeper into the weekend. You can see that press through for Saturday night going into Sunday, then up and out it goes, and we are done. Temperatures continue to warm as we finish out for the next several days, and we'll get temperatures up to at least getting into the upper 50s. That's a look at your forecast. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. Time now 6:22, still ahead. How a simple potato pancake is helping unlock precious memories inside a remarkable dinner party where recipes from the past are bringing new life to those battling memory loss.
Coming up in the Blitz, one area soccer team is preparing for their match against one of the best squads in the state. Hear why they're up for the challenge next.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
Let River City Grill in Winona, Minnesota be your new go-to dinner destination. We provide exceptional service no matter the occasion. From date nights to family outings with the kids, we have something for everybody at the table. Enjoy one of our 23 tap beers and pair it with a burger and fries during our happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. Or, for a fine dining experience, try our salmon and steak entrees paired with our amazing signature cocktails. River City Grill, located in Winona, Minnesota. Call or book an online reservation today.
It's the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture, and everything is on sale in living room, dining room, bedroom, and mattresses. Take an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years. Plus, all Christmas decor is 50% off. The Veterans Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Homemade bakery, large selection of locally produced honey, gourmet popcorn, craft beer, wine, and cheese, meat and seafood, arts and crafts, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
For the Blitz, the Aquinas boys soccer team was a few inches away from losing their opening playoff match against Northland Lutheran as the Wildcats almost scored a game winner, which would have thus ended the Blue Gold season. Fast forward to today, and Aquinas will be playing in the state tournament in Milwaukee. It's the second time in 3 years that the Blue Golds have qualified for states. A good number of players from that team are major contributors on this year's squad, including Jackson Kanothi, who was the goalkeeper in that game and is in net this season as well. But both seasons, he thought he would be the one scoring goals instead of keeping them out.
I just thought I could contribute more to the team in goal than I could offensively. I wouldn't say I was doing terrible offensively. I just wasn't scoring as many goals as I thought I should be, and just thought I could help more on defense.
And it appears as though Kanothi will be a busy guy in net, as Shoreland Lutheran has scored 46 goals and allowed 0 in their last 10 matches. But there will be some chances for Aquinas. The question is, will they be able to convert those chances?
It's going to require that defensive mindset from us. Hey, you know what? We got to dig deep. We're probably going to be limited on our opportunities, but when we do get that, golden opportunity to get it rolling, we have to make sure we make it count.
Blue Golds haven't lost since September 7th. They'll look to keep that unbeaten streak going with the start time scheduled for 11 a.m. today. It's a fairly busy next couple days for our remaining fall sports teams. At state volleyball, Pullman will look for the big upset tonight against the reigning champs, Divine Savior Holy Angels. And tomorrow, the Aquinas volleyball team will take on Bonduel at 8 a.m. And on the football field, teams looking to be crowned sectional final champs. The Logan Rangers are on the road at Medford. The Aquinas Blue Golds will look for revenge against the one team that beat them this year, the Columbus Cardinals, and the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks aim to keep things rolling against Milwaukee Academy of Science. Of course, we'll have all this stuff coming for you here over the next couple days. That's it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Guys, what are the chances you can fix this?
It shouldn't be too difficult.
So like 1 in 100?
Fellas, I can fix this.
Like 1 in a million?
I can do it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
G and D, yeah, 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 yeah.
At Riverbank, we care about your kids' financial future, so we went right to the source to learn how they think about money. If your piggy bank could talk, what would it say?
Money. Oink, oink.
What's the most important thing to remember about money?
You can spend it on a lot of great things. To save money at Riverbank.
Check out our youth savings account featuring 6% APY to help your child start saving today. Riverbank, local banking made simple.
It's here, the Veterans Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. With store-wide sale prices, special financing, and free gas. Plus, veterans and active military families get an additional gift from Drury's. Only at Drury's will you find beautifully tailored sofas and chairs, handcrafted bedrooms and dining rooms, a huge selection of premium leather, and the designers to help you put it all together. Sale prices, special financing, and even free gas. The Veterans Day sale, happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
At Sealands Carpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. Relax, we're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners that can create a home. It lasts a lifetime. Our flooring from Sealands is perfect for muddy feet
and water balloon fights!
Sealand's Carpetland in Coon Valley. Let us help you find the perfect flooring because our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Pumpkin pie Wurzel. Wow, this is good. What's it called? A Whizzle? Espresso Wurzel.
Thank you. Tastes just like a coffee shop. I love Wurzies.
Door County Cherry Wurzel.
Yum! These whirlies are amazing.
Did someone order a dill pickle Wurzel?
That's mine. It's a Wurzel. Delicious.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
When I called other lawyers, I wasn't even sure who was going to be representing me. Once I called BGR and talked to Brian, I felt secure immediately. I'm so glad that I called Bygoff and Rohde.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. It is Movember when men grow facial hair to spotlight serious health issues like prostate cancer and mental health. The awareness campaign comes as doctors worry about men skipping crucial screenings. A Cleveland Clinic survey found over half of men don't get regular checkups, something experts say needs to change.
Heart attack, stroke, and cancer. You want to know your numbers, your blood pressure, your lipids, your cholesterol, your blood sugar. Do you have diabetes? And especially also immunizations. Guys tend to not get the HPV vaccine, which can prevent cancer, human papillomavirus. And then finally, STIs, sexually transmitted illnesses. That's something, depending upon your activity, you really got to take a look at.
It's also recommended men start colorectal cancer screenings at age 45. A new review paper revealing brain aging can vary dramatically from person to person. It suggests about half of the differences in cognitive decline in older age may have roots in childhood. Still, certain lifestyle factors can slow brain aging and boost cognitive performance, like regular exercise, avoiding tobacco, speaking a second language, and playing musical instruments. That all accounts for about 20% of the differences in cognitive decline between ages 70 and 82. On the other hand, poor sleep and mental health issues are major risk factors for dementia. What if a simple meal could help unlock forgotten memories? Itay Hod looks at a new experimental program that's helping dementia patients remember with heaping helpings of their favorite childhood meals.
Most dinner parties are about creating fun memories.
You always like to wear your scarf?
Yes. But for 87-year-old Arthur Shostak, tonight is about retrieving them.
Okay.
Once a professor, Arthur's words don't come as easily as they used to.
He is asking within a short period of time about things that we had just discussed.
Arthur is getting ready for a special meal, working on recreating one of his favorite dishes from his childhood. His mother's recipe for a Jewish potato pancake called a latke.
You have to grate the potatoes, you have to grate the onions.
It's those kinds of memories that Jake Broder, a fellow at UCSF's Global Brain Health Institute, is trying to unlock.
We work with people every day until they go, there's a moment of just, this is what it tasted like, and the stories flow.
Studies have already shown that music can unlock memories from the past. Dr. Adrian Green, the CEO of the San Francisco campus for Jewish Living, is betting the same can happen with food.
They're just coming to life in ways that we don't see every day.
During a dinner party, residents share their dishes with a group and read a story they wrote with the help from specialists.
I would sit across the table from her and ask her a very important question. Sour cream or applesauce?
For his son, Mark, it's a rare moment of hope.
That was wonderful to hear.
Making this a night to remember.
I'll take the sour cream. Future dinners are being planned in other parts of the country, including Maine and even here in Wisconsin. Researchers hope that will provide even more data. The Halls now officially decked in on Alaska. Crews have been hard at work this week, transforming the streets with some festive touches, decking lampposts with twinkling wreaths and bringing seasonal sparkle to the city. In La Crosse, the iconic snowflake lights are once again lighting up the streets, adding a magical touch to the upcoming holiday season. And our furry friends in La Crescent have a new place to play. The city cutting the ribbon on a new dog park called D&G Park. Peyton Giroux created the idea for the park as part of his Eagle Scout project. Funding came from donations from the city, local businesses, and civic groups.
I've had dogs for a long time, and I thought the city of La Crescent could use a nice project like this, get some people an open space for their yard, and well, because not everyone has yard space, so I figured a dog park would be the perfect reason in addition to add to the city.
If you want to check it out, it is open now at 160 South 3rd Street in La Crescent. That's south of the county recycling site. New this morning, new research shows an innovative form of therapy is making a difference for veterans struggling with PTSD. Instead of a traditional counselor's office, some are finding healing in horse stables. I recently traveled to Trinity Equestrian Center in Eau Claire to learn more. For some veterans, the path to healing comes on 4 legs. That's very kind of you. At Trinity Equestrian Center in Eau Claire, horses are helping warriors find their way back from the darkness of PTSD and other trauma.
My dad really struggled with PTS and survivor's guilt, and that had a big impact on our family and me personally.
That pain became purpose when Tony Matson co-founded Trinity and its veteran wellness program in 2002. Since then, hundreds of veterans have found their way to these healing stables.
We're not their first choice, second or third, or sometimes even their 4th choice, but we are almost always their last resort.
I was blown up in Desert Storm.
Those memories haunted Army combat veteran John Seraphin for decades after his discharge in 1992. Diagnosed with PTSD in 2008, traditional therapy wasn't working.
I would call them and cancel an appointment because I was hungover.
But in 2012, an ex-wife brought him to Trinity.
I just kept coming out. I figured I had no choice. I was going to end up killing myself or someone else anyway.
A 2023 study showed just 5 one-hour sessions led to an improvement in PTSD symptoms weeks faster than traditional therapies.
The horses are just really non-judgmental. They work with people as they are that day when they come in. They're not going to hold grudges, and they're just very friendly and very connection-seeking.
For Seraphin, that non-judgmental presence broke through years of struggle.
I trusted the horse before I trusted anybody else out here. You can't bully it, you can't bribe it, you can't sweet talk it, you know, and like I said, you can't push it around, so they're not intimidated by you. So then it's just pure honesty and your feelings. Good. Good granddaughter's good. Yeah.
A decade after graduating from the program, Seraphin now serves on Trinity's board of directors. He even celebrated his wedding at the stables in May 2016.
Come out here anytime I want. It's my safe spot where nothing bad has ever happened down here. I don't have any bad memories. So I still come out here to this day.
If you'd like to learn more about the Veteran Wellness Program or the benefits of equine therapy for veterans, you can visit our website, news8000.com. Time now is 6:38. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
Guess what, Alexandra? Fog still holding on to the area. Doesn't look like it's going to get out of the way anytime soon. About till 8:30, 9 o'clock or so, we'll still hold on to this fog. And then folks north of I-94 and along I-94, they're going to keep that fog at least till the late morning hours. There's a look at it right now. You can see it's still kind of lifting up now. It hasn't reached down to the surface, so really not a major issue for driving today, though. If you're coming out of the bluffs, though, that's a different story and all. You're also going to be picking up some fog kind of cutting through some of that area as you get higher elevated. All right, that being said, dense fog is over by the Twin Cities, so if you are in need of a flight today or this morning, you may want to call to check that out. This is a special weather warning for areas for La Crosse. You've got Black River Falls, Winona, and some other areas down in Mason City as well, Prairie du Chien. That is for patchy to dense fog, and that ends at 8:30. There's a look at the fog low cloud activity near the dense fog for Ladysmith and Eau Claire, as you can see there, Black River Falls also in that. Winona about 7 miles visibility, so this all continues to press down a little locally for us. We'll also see as this fog gets out of the way slowly but surely through the morning hours, it starts to break down. La Crosse gets down to 8 miles visibility. Then we also see at least dense fog for Ladysmith and, of course, Eau Claire getting into the 9 o'clock all the way to the 12 o'clock time frame. That being said, current temperatures out there widespread in the 30s. Coming up in your Buzz Report there, Stranger Things is teasing their new and final season. That's coming up next in the year as we finish out in an unusual way. So stick around. We'll be right back.
It's the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture, and everything is on sale in living room, dining room, bedroom, and mattresses. Take an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years. Plus, all Christmas decor is 50% off. The Veterans Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Come on, guys, smile. Hi, Mom.
Guess who's home? Okay, everyone smile.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, get up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and a $300 shopping card. Plus, no interest for 5 years, free white glove delivery, and a 120-night comfort guarantee. The Veterans Day sale at Home Sleep Express.
All right, as we go through the morning hours, you're going to hold on to dense fog going into your areas and some patchy fog as well. Can't exclude that out of the area. Most of it is over by Minneapolis and extending west or eastward here, getting toward the Mississippi River. That's the heaviest fog there. We're also seeing it up to the north down by Ladysmith down to Eau Claire. You're going to keep that fog as you go through the next several hours here, as I mentioned, possibly holding on to that fog getting into the noon hour. And of course, we'll also look down to the south. Dense fog for Boscobel, no surprise there, extending out to Black River Falls. There's also some cool air out there right now as well. We have some 30s going on, some lower 30s going into areas right by Black River Falls. Look at the fog and low cloud activity getting closer to the Mississippi River there. It gets kind of extends up more to the north, eventually getting into Eau Claire. You see as we go right into at least the 9 o'clock hour, dense fog is there, and it continues as well for Ladysmith, and should be done by the time you get in the noon hour back to everybody else. La Crosse should get back to at least 9 o'clock. You're looking at some fog returning back to 12 12 miles visibility, not an issue. 39 degrees, though, for the kids going to school today in La Crosse. You're holding on to mostly cloudy skies. We'll give away those clouds going into the afternoon, back to 56 degrees with mostly sunny skies on the way for you, and mild conditions to boot. How about this, though? We'll also be seeing, as you go right into Sky Tracker, this will show you some of the light cloud cover over the area there, a thin veil of clouds. So it's mostly getting down to lighter cloud cover as you go farther south. But as you go up to the north, you're picking up a little bit more, at least partly cloudy skies for you. By the time we finish out the day, you're looking at everybody holding on to at least some widespread low 50s, possibly to middle 50s, and then eventually some upper 40s as well. This area of cooler air is coming in from Canada, but we're also seeing some moisture try to work its way well up to the north, and eventually by Saturday or Sunday, it's on its way. We're going to pick up some Saturday rainfall potential going into at least Saturday first in the PM, and then eventually getting into some rainfall pretty much into the morning, overnight in the morning for Sunday. That being said, highs for today, you can see widespread 50s there, holding on to some upper 40s. We'll carry over to at least the zones forecasting here. You go from the central of the La Crosse zone here, you're looking at least temperatures middle 50s for La Crosse at 56 degrees. You'll go right back down into the south zone, Prairie du Chien around 56 degrees, extending into areas right by Soldiers there, Soldiers Grove. You're looking at some good looking numbers. More of those middle 50s holding on to areas right by the central zone, and then continuing northward, you'll be picking up temperatures from the upper 40s to around the low 50s for you. Take a look as we go into tomorrow. You have warmer temperatures coming in with upper 50s, definitely widespread 50s coming in. You'll hold on to rainfall possibly popping back in the area. That's where you can see where we go into rainfall for Sunday. That being said, take a gander at what I've got going on for you for your 8-day forecast. 56 today, 58 for tomorrow. So we're bumping up the temperatures, then back down to 56 degrees, but showers come in as we go for the PM hours. Sunday, rainfall coming in the morning and ending in the early afternoon. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, rehearsals underway in New York City for the return of the Tony Award-winning musical Annie. The show is playing December 4th through January 5th at Madison Square Garden. Hazel Vogel plays Annie. This run marks the return of Annie for the first time in a decade. Tickets are on sale now. Richard Gere is heading to Spain. He and his wife Alejandra are moving there to live closer to her relatives. They'll have some traveling money. They've just sold their 6-bedroom Connecticut home for nearly $11 million. Yeah, that probably was never really an issue.
Listen, if she wants Christmas in August, I'm going to give it to her. And you two are going to suck it up. Just do what everybody else does in the world. Fake the crap out of it.
A 10-year-old girl and her grandfather staged an early holiday to keep her parents from breaking up in a sudden case of Christmas. The family film, shot in Italy's Dolomiti Mountains, debuts today in select theaters and on digital platforms. Episode titles now released for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. This title tease indicates the season will have 8 episodes, take place in the fall of 1987, about a year and a half after season 4, and debut on Netflix sometime next year. You looking forward to that, Art?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that music just kind of got me going.
Yeah, I know. I did like the music. I thought it was our new music earlier when they were running through it. I was kind of happy.
Maybe we should.
We do have Happy Birthday, though, always.
All right. All right, so, okay. That's you. Go ahead.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
Yeah, we're looking at Eloise. She turns 8 months old today. She loves spending time with her mom, her dad, and her 2 dogs, Shiloh and Sterling.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Time now is 6:48. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is coming up next.
Gayle King coming right up on CBS Mornings. Award-winning actress, there she is. Christina Ricci joins us to talk about her latest passion project, tarot cards, and how it helps guide her life. Plus, actor Luke Grimes, look at him, will be here as we continue to celebrate Yellowstone Week. Can't wait. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Now's the time to stock up with our fall bundle. Call and order yours today. Eat healthy, shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, our annual Toyland tradition kicks off the gift-giving season with amazing toys at unbeatable prices. So discover the magic during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's toy sale. Like these X-Shot Sonic Blasters, just $10.99. Barbie camping tent playsets, $39.99. Shop store-wide savings like this Schumacher multi-amp battery charger, only $89.99. Plus, in honor of Veterans Day, all veterans and active military members get an extra 10% off their entire purchase this Saturday through Monday, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free foam flakes? I love these free foam flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. US Cellular.
If your home is looking drab, trade it in.
Trade it in.
The furniture's old and yucky, trade it in.
Trade it in.
If you're seeking a solution, then King's your resolution. If you're tired of your look, then trade it in.
Trade it in.
At King's Trade-In Sale, trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no-interest payments at the King Furniture Trade-In Sale.
Trade it in.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Getting the kids ready for school isn't always easy.
But knowing what it'll be like so they know what to wear makes it a little easier.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome back at 6:51. Time for your morning news now. The jury is set to resume deliberations today in the Adam Frable murder trial. During the first day, jurors focused on the murder charges, asking the judge if they could convict Frable of premeditated murder without proving it, and if they could find him guilty on all 4 counts. The judge answering yes to both of those questions. The man charged in 3-year-old Elijah Vu's death will stand trial. A Manitowoc judge ruled there is enough evidence to try Jesse Vang for child abuse and hiding a corpse. Despite defense claims, prosecutors can't prove how Vu died. At yesterday's hearing, special agents testified Vu was punished at Vang's apartment before his February disappearance. Vang will be arraigned November 18th. New this morning, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office asking for your help finding a missing elderly man with dementia. 70-year-old Mark Seecamp was last seen in a wooded area between Landmark and Lasso Avenue around 5:30 Wednesday. He's 5'10", 150 pounds, wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, dark baseball cap, and blue bib overalls. Deputies say while Seecamp has dementia and may be disoriented, he is friendly. If you have any information, contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. A piece of Chippewa Falls pride is shutting down. Leinenkugel's parent company set to close the historic brewery that's called the city home since 1867. 6 generations of Leinenkugels built the brand at Chippewa Falls, even after Miller Brewing bought the family brewery in 1988. Chippewa County's board chair calls the closure like losing a family member, something my producer Andrew, I think, will agree with.
Well, I think certainly that would be a shock to everyone. It's gone through a lot. You know, it's had takeovers a couple of times, and yet they saw the value of being here. The brand name, I think they indicated would keep going because they've made it such a national brand.
Molson Coors will close both the Chippewa Falls Brewery and a Milwaukee site January 17th, citing a new contract brewing deal. The Leinie Lodge, though, will stay open. President Biden set to address the nation this morning about the election results and the transition to former President Donald Trump's second presidency. That will start January 20th. Democrat Tammy Baldwin winning a 3rd Senate term in Wisconsin, narrowly defeating Republican Eric Hovde. Baldwin edging Hovde out by just 29,000 votes, with third-party candidates collecting another 70,000 votes combined. While Baldwin holds her seat, Republicans flipped key races to take control of the U.S. Senate. Hovde hasn't yet conceded and could still request a recount as it falls in the margin of error. Millions in school improvements are on the way for several area districts after Tuesday's vote. La Crosse and Sparta passed building projects, while Eau Claire voters approved a critical $72 million operating referendum to maintain mental health services. Bangor's $900,000 recurring referendum failed. These districts were among 121 statewide asking voters for funding, a sign officials say of Wisconsin's broken school funding formula.
The legislature has not provided the funding that our school district needs. I think school districts need to continue advocating for our students, advocating for our families, advocating for more funding.
For all the area referendum results, you can head to our website, news8000.com. Furry friends in La Crescent now have a new place to play. The city cutting the ribbon on a new dog park called D&G Park. Peyton Giroux created the idea as part of his Eagle Scout project, and funding came from donations from the city, local businesses, and civic groups.
I've had dogs for a long time, and I thought the city of La Crescent could use a nice project like this, get some people an open space for their yard, and well, because not everyone has yard space, so I figured a dog park would be the perfect reason in addition to add to the city.
Pretty good idea. If you want to check it out yourself, it is open at 160 South 3rd Street, south of the county recycling site.
All right, look at your view here. Some of the clouds are opening up. We're seeing some of the skies breaking. You can see a loft there. Also, maybe a little river valley fog. Some of the fog is still holding on to areas in the bluffs as well. So otherwise, it is lifting right now for us. You look at the hurricane kind of moving right on into the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, we've got some of that humidity working into the area here. This is, you can see the stats coming in and where it's going to be leading going into the next few days there. Also, as we get home, we're going to be seeing conditions to be a little bit more favorable for our temperatures, warming up into the 50s, maybe near 60 degrees in the next couple of days.
An Italian company is offering tourists the chance to take a piece of Lake Como home with them. For $11, you can buy a can of 100% authentic air collected from this stunning lakeside destination. Might sound like something out of a comedy movie, but it's not the first time this idea has taken off. One UK company has been selling bottled air for years.
Wow.
There it is. I mean, you do it in candles, kind of, right?
Do we?
You're kind of paying for the scented air. So I get it. I think I would actually maybe buy that if I had a distinct connection or memory with something.
Okay,
I would buy it. I'll buy anything.
I just
That's my
realized your
husband.
Christmas present.
See you back here at noon, everybody.